What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video. And there has been some sensational news in the media lately because it is claimed that Liverpool have been offered the chance to sign the best striker in the world right now, Robert Lewandowski. I don't consider Ronaldo or Messi a striker, so Robert Lewandowski I think is potentially the third best player behind them, maybe alongside Mo Salah. And I want to say a huge thank you to OneFootball for sponsoring my channel for this month. OneFootball is the home of football, my favorite app. I've been using it for years. You can find all kinds of football news on there, and also you can find the stats, the latest transfer news. I've been going there almost every day checking the Liverpool transfer news because they combine the best and most interesting transfer news and football news. And you can find also interesting videos, stats, analysis, fantasy football tips, and all kinds of interesting football related content on the OneFootball apps, and it's completely free. So what are you waiting for? Make sure to download OneFootball using the link in the video's description, and you support the channel as well that way. And what is absolutely amazing according to this report is that according to the transfer guru Ian McGarry, Robert Lewandowski wants a new challenge. He wants to leave Bayern Munich, and he has been, by his agent, he has been offered to Liverpool and even to their rivals Manchester United and Manchester City. So we will talk in detail about this in this report and many other Liverpool related news, including the reaction by Jurgen Klopp and many Liverpool players to Liverpool's magnificent 2-0 win against Burnley. I'm still absolutely buzzing about that result. So if you enjoy these videos, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. And according to Sky Sports, Robert Lewandowski has told Bayern Munich that he wants to leave the club, and McGarry claims that Liverpool's interest in Lewandowski is quote unquote tepid, which is most likely down to his likely wage demands. And of course Robert Lewandowski is 33 years old and he is on £380,000 per week, which is an absolutely staggering wage. But if you look at Robert Lewandowski's numbers, he is worth every penny of that, because last season he scored 48 goals, including a record 41 goals in 34 games in the Bundesliga. He played only 29 games, but in a 34 game season, that is a record in the Bundesliga's history to score 41 goals. And especially that Robert Lewandowski scored that in just 29 games is absolutely mind-blowing. So 40 games, 48 goals. The previous season, 55 goals in 47 games. Absolutely insanity what he's producing. Honestly, these numbers are on the level of Ronaldo and Messi. In total, Robert Lewandowski has 297 goals in 331 games. So he will score 300 goals for Bayern Munich very, very soon if he stays there. But apparently, according to Sky Sports, he wants to leave, which I'm not sure why, but maybe he wants a new challenge. And according to Sky Sports, Bayern Munich value him at £100 million, and if you add that on top of his wages, I think it's pretty much impossible for Liverpool to spend that amount on a 33-year-old, especially because he will have probably no resale value. I think if we would have 100 million, we would try to sign Erling Haaland or Mbappe or somebody of that caliber, and not Robert Lewandowski. But according to Sky Sports, and this is absolutely sensational news, before he turns 35 years old, Lewandowski wants to join another top European club. But also Sky Sports are reporting that Lewandowski will probably not do anything to harm his very good relationship with Bayern Munich, because he has been at Bayern since the 2014-15 season. Of course, Robert Lewandowski is the player who is a huge fan of Jurgen Klopp, because Jurgen Klopp made him a world-class striker at Dortmund. He was signed from Poland, from Lech Poznan. He was a pretty unknown player at that time, not in Poland but in Europe. And then in his first Bundesliga season, he just scored 9 goals in 43 games for Dortmund. And then Jurgen Klopp worked with him on the training ground, and he exploded into a world-class striker. He scored 30 goals in 47 games, and then 36 goals, and then 28 goals. After that, he went to Dortmund's big rivals Bayern, and the rest is history. He won the Bundesliga in every single season with Bayern Munich. He also won the Bundesliga with Dortmund twice, but with Bayern he won it actually 7 times already, which is pretty staggering. His trophy cabinet is out of this world. He won the German Cup once with Dortmund, 3 times with Bayern. He won the Champions League with Bayern recently. That was the one trophy that was missing in Lewandowski's trophy cabinet, but he added that as well as the UEFA Super Cup and the Club World Cup. So he pretty much won everything that is there to win in club football. Of course, in international football with Poland, it's almost impossible for him to win a World Cup or a Euros. And I think Robert Lewandowski would be a Ballon d'Or winner, a multiple Ballon d'Or winner, if he wasn't in the same era as Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. He's just that good. But there are just 2 superhuman players better than him at the same time, which is pretty unlucky at Lewandowski. About Lewandowski's time recently, that he would have won the Ballon d'Or multiple times if it wasn't for Ronaldo and Messi. And he's also a legend in Poland. 69 goals in 122 games. Absolutely crazy. He scores 1 goal every 2 games guaranteed for Poland, and considering that Poland is not a dominant international team, that is also crazy numbers. And I mean, in total Lewandowski has 489 goals in 700 games in his whole career, which is absolutely crazy. But as I said, I just cannot see Liverpool signing him. Lewandowski can be offered to Liverpool, but I don't think even Man United or Man City would be crazy enough to spend £100 million on Lewandowski. If he was a free agent, or if he had just 1 year left on his contract, then I could maybe see a scenario where Liverpool would sign him for just 2 or 3 years, where he could bang in a lot of goals. But remember, Lewandowski has played pretty much all his career in the Bundesliga, so I'm not sure how well he would play in the Premier League. I think he would still score 20, 25, 30 goals, but would he replicate the same numbers at Liverpool? I don't think so. And also, at 33 years old, there is a time when footballers just start declining, and I don't know how long Robert Lewandowski can keep this up. He's the mother professional. He keeps his body to a maximum 100% capacity. He trains brilliantly. His nutrition and everything around him is just top notch, and I think he will prolong his career. Maybe he will play until he's 38, 39. And maybe in the Bundesliga he can do it for another 3 or 4 years. But I just don't see a scenario where Liverpool will sign him. That's my verdict. But I still wanted to report this transfer news to you guys, because I think it makes for an interesting conversation. If you were Liverpool and you had the chance to sign Lewandowski, would you do it? I wouldn't, because Bayern would frankly ask for 100 million at least, because it's their out and out best striker, probably one of the best strikers in the history of Bayern Munich, alongside Gerd Müller, who recently passed away. May he rest in peace. He is a legendary striker. He played for Bayern, I think, a lot, and for the German national team, and he's a World Cup winner as well. I think Lewandowski is right up there with the best strikers that Bayern Munich ever had, and I don't think he should leave. Honestly, he's perfect at Bayern. He's the whole team is built around Lewandowski, and he started the season on fire. He scored in the first game in the Bundesliga against Mönchengladbach. Bayern could only get a 1-1 draw, and then I watched the Dortmund Bayern German Super Cup, and Lewandowski scored 2 goals in a 3-1 Bayern Munich win, and he was again absolutely brilliant. He's just unstoppable when he's on form. And Jurgen Klopp, in his post-match interview or press conference, has pretty much confirmed that Liverpool are in talk with Mo Salah to extend his contract, which is music to my ears. It's such great news. This is what Jurgen Klopp said. Firstly, Mo Salah is obviously in a really good moment, form-wise, mood-wise. How he behaved from the first day of pre-season, absolutely great. We are all adults, we are all professionals. If there are talks, then there are talks, and if there is a decision, then we will tell you. Until then, it's only important how the parties work together, and that's not about Mo Salah, it's in general. We don't have to talk about anything else, and the decisive people can talk in the background. But yes, with 2 years left on Mo Salah's contract, you can imagine that there are talks, and that's it. And that is very promising. And I think this just pretty much confirms that Mo Salah has never showed any desire to leave Liverpool. I think he wants to stay at Liverpool. He wants to probably stay for another 3 or 4 years and cement his legacy. He could become one of the biggest legends at Liverpool. If he wins another Premier League title or another Champions League, he will go down as one of the greatest forward players in Liverpool's history. And I mean, he could play at Liverpool until he's 34, 35 years old. It would be absolutely brilliant. And Melissa Reddy also said on Twitter, the options for a bigger payday and main man status elsewhere for Salah have dramatically thinned, because basically a lot of clubs are in huge financial turmoil, huge trouble. Mohamed Salah can become the most handsomely rewarded player in Liverpool's history and immortalized as an all-time great, and his options to actually go elsewhere is getting thinner and thinner. It's narrowing all the time. And in the modern era, Mo Salah's goals to games ratio sits at the top of the Premier League alongside Thierry Henry, Sergio Aguero and Harry Kane. And he's operating actually as a right forward, right winger, and he's not the main striker. If you count the goals and the assists, in 204 games, Mo Salah contributed to a staggering 171 goals. So he pretty much is guaranteed to get either a goal or an assist in almost every game. In basically 17 games out of 20, he gets either a goal or an assist. Salah is exceptionally brilliant at doing the hardest things in football. He has transformed extraordinary into the normal, the new normal for Liverpool in attack, and that is absolutely brilliant. And yes, previously in normal times, before COVID, before the pandemic, there could have been stories of Salah going to Real Madrid, going to Barcelona. Barcelona have confirmed recently, their own president confirmed that they are in 1.1 billion pounds in debt, which is a number that normal people like me just can't comprehend. And they can only register their new signings due to Gerard Piqué, the captain, taking a substantial pay cut. They could not afford to keep the greatest player of this generation, Messi, and they are in no position to be thinking of breaking the bank and signing Mo Salah. Real Madrid did not make any signings for the first time since 1980. So in pretty much 40 years, this is the first summer where Real Madrid didn't make any new signings which cost money. Yes, they signed David Alaba on a free transfer. He replaced Sergio Ramos, who also left as a free transfer. And I mean, the desperation by Florentino Perez to keep the Super League alive just shows how bad of a financial state are Real Madrid in. And I mean, the three clubs who don't really suffer from any financial difficulties because they are bankrolled by oligarchs and oil estates are Paris Saint-Germain, Man City and Chelsea. Chelsea and Man City, Liverpool would never sell to a Premier League rival their best player. I mean, the fans would absolutely riot and probably set Liverpool on fire or something crazy like that. And Paris Saint-Germain, right now, they just signed Messi, they want to keep Neymar, they want to keep Mbappe, they already gave Neymar a huge contract, they already gave Messi a huge contract, they want to give a huge contract to Mbappe, so they just can't fit Salah in as well. So there is at the moment no other club who can afford Salah, because Salah would cost probably £150 million right now, plus his wages, which would be really high as well. And Salah probably will get, with bonuses, a similar wage to David De Gea and Kevin De Bruyne, the best paid players in the Premier League. De Bruyne is on £385,000 per week. De Gea is on £375,000. Mo Salah, his availability is as impressive as his sheer potency and prolificness in front of goal, and that deserves the pay rise. He also warrants a legacy at Liverpool that stacks up to the landmark feats that Salah, since making the switch from Roma, is doing at Liverpool. And Stan Collymore, a former Liverpool striker, also weighed in. He said there are a lot of rumors and speculation about Mo Salah. Is he off? Is he leaving Liverpool? I think all of those avenues are now cut. PSG aren't going to sign anyone else. Real Madrid and Barcelona are broke. They are skinned. So get your head down and play. Concentrate on where you are at. And that's the advice of Stan Collymore to Mo Salah. And I think he pretty much already is doing that. I think he realized he's not leaving Liverpool, and Liverpool will reward him handsomely with a new contract. So why leave when you can play at Liverpool, compete for the best titles, the biggest titles and trophies there is to win, and you are absolutely adored by Liverpool fans. Your family is happy at Liverpool, so I think everything points to the direction that Mo Salah will stay at Liverpool. And I think this pandemic had basically there is an advantage for Liverpool regarding the Salah contract situation, because of the pandemic the other clubs just cannot afford him. And Mo Salah also said, Jurgen Klopp said, everyone wants to speak to me about Harvey Elliott, and I understand absolutely. When an 18-year-old plays such a mature game, I can understand why everyone is asking, but I was not surprised that he played like this against Burnley. That's exactly how he trains since 6 to 7 weeks ago, since he's back from his loan spell. So yeah, it's good. It's more than good. It's brilliant. Harvey Elliott, honestly, is the story right now at Liverpool. One of the biggest stories. 18 years old, and he played like a seasoned midfielder in the Premier League. So I'm absolutely buzzing for the lad, and he's a boyhood Liverpool fan, just like me. So it's a dream come true for him, and I can't imagine how he must feel putting on the red shirt. What he needs to do is get his attitude right, because off the pitch I have seen some controversial things that Harvey Elliott said and done, but he's still a teenager. So let's cut him some slack, and let's give him all the time in the world that he needs to mature, to develop, and also with the right attitude, with the right mentality, Harvey Elliott can go straight to the top. And we have such a great young players coming through. Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott, Trent Alexander-Arnold. I don't remember 3 Scousers coming through the youth academy, basically very close to each other. The last time it was Steven Gerrard and Jamie Carragher, and that was in the 90s, at the end of the 90s. So it was a long time ago, since Liverpool had so many exciting young Scousers in the team. So I'm really buzzing. I can't wait until Harvey Elliott becomes a superstar at Liverpool. I really hope he will do that. And that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. See you later, guys. Goodbye.